Thank you for staying with us. In a time when fuel prices and road congestion are on the rise, the introduction of a functional rail system has offered both a timely and long-term solution to the people of Plateau State. The Plateau State government, in collaboration with the Nigerian Railway Corporation, took a significant step towards transforming transportation in the state by reviving the railway system within Jos and its surrounding areas. This renewed effort now improves mobility for residents, eases daily burden of transportation, and makes movement more affordable for the average commuter. Well, joining us from our Abuja studio for this conversation is the Managing Director, Nigeria Railway Corporation, Kayode Okpeifa. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Yeah, good morning.
Great. Seeing that this route has been revived, talking about the Jos-Kuru corridor, quickly walk us through the specific technical and security upgrades that have been implemented to ensure sustainable railway operations this time.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to talk on this Jos MTT, railing on the Plateau program between the Nigerian Railway Corporation and the Plateau State government. Now, basically, this program stems from one of our pilot plan to optimize what we have, that is taking full advantage of the vast assets, infrastructure, as well as human capacity that is available at the Nigerian Rail and Nigerian National Rail system. What we have done is to rehabilitate the narrow gauge that runs from Lagos to Kano, Unguru, and Kaura Namoda. We reactivated the Jos section, that is Jos to Kuru, and working with the state government. In fact, the state government provided a huge part of that cost for that rehabilitation, and we provided the rolling stock. And what we do is to move people of Plateau State from Jos train terminus to, for now, Bukuru, going through the old airport station and down to, with the intention to get to Kuru. And what, in terms of security, Jos Township is relatively safe, and also what we have done in addition is to provide our own security forces to support. So you have security both on the train and on the ground, and so far we've had no issue. But the critical part of this is that the Jos people are taking advantage, and they're enjoying it, they are loving it, and we at the Nigerian Railway Corporation, we are using the opportunity to provide services which we are meant to do. We are facilitating trade and encouraging Nigerians to save extra money, because it costs just a minimal amount of money compared to if you are to go by the conventional other means that are possible.
All right, sir. I love the initiative. I love the fact that the Plateau State government decided that, look, we have to work with the Nigerian Railway Corporation to achieve this for the people, because at the end of the day, it is the people that are benefiting from this initiative. Could you, first of all, underline how impactful it is to the people of Plateau State that have the opportunity to use that infrastructure? And why is it that other states are not taking this advantage to do this?
Other states are also keen into it. We call this program Railing with the States, and it's a variant of our track access program. For example, Lagos is already taking advantage of these services. The Lagos Red Line runs on the same corridor with the Lagos-Ibadan corridor train services, and Lagos went further to extend that service from Ebute Metta to Oyinbo, and also provided spurs which were not available on that corridor to all the major stops within Lagos, built fantastic, train stations as well. So that is one collaboration with the state. And Ogun State is also working hard to take advantage of this. Kaduna State is also about doing the same thing. If not for the Mokwa flood, Niger State will have been at an advanced stage, but mainly for freight of that thing. Osun State had always been in this system, but a variant during festive periods. For example, during Salah, they moved Osun citizens from Lagos to Osogbo and back to Lagos during Salah. And I'm aware that Kwara State is also interested in moving people also as Ofa and Ilorin. So states are coming up. It's a new program.
Okay. Well, sir, talking about it's quite laudable, for such service to have been returned back to Jos. But one of the challenges for running Nigeria Railway Corporation is that of finance, which even as far back as 1988, bankruptcy was declared. And there was a report in 2024 that actually said that the Lagos-Kano road was suspended due to the cost of diesel, and then losing about 1 million naira or thereabouts. And there is this concern that the Jos-Buruku route may face similar challenge or similar financial hurdles. What are the safeguards? What are the things that are being put in place to ensure that finance, maintenance, etc., are not a problem as to ensuring that the services or the service is available for people?
Okay, first, at the renewed Nigerian Railway Corporation, we no longer see challenges, we see opportunities. What people see as challenges, or what ordinarily should be a challenge, we see as an opportunity to do something better. So the first challenge is vandalism, vandalization of our tracks and theft. And we have turned that to opportunity by railing with the states. That is, when state partner us, we have opportunity to run the tracks. And when we run the tracks, the level of vandalism will be reduced or taken to zero, like we are seeing on the Jos-Bukuru line now. On the issue of feedback, the feedback we are getting is the people of Plateau, Jos specifically, want the train to run as far as Kuru. In fact, the government wants us to push further to Kuru. However, with this opportunity comes the issue of cost. And we're currently charging below par, below operational cost, because we want to give the dividend of democracy as directed by Mr. President. Mr. President wants us to go to the grassroots and let the people at the grassroots level feel that they are part and parcel of all the benefits the economic reforms are bringing. And that is what actually brought this program. The first subsidy removal triggered the Plateau State government to call for collaboration. So while that could be a challenge to us, it became an opportunity for us to extend and provide a service for sustainability. You will recall there was a time people complained that rolling stocks were being stolen in Borno State, Maiduguri to be precise. Those are the coaches you have in Jos. So what we did was we have repurposed those coaches in Maiduguri where the plan to rail with the Maiduguri people was yet to start. We move it to Plateau and we repurpose them for immediate use. And those trains are being managed. They were resuscitated, they were rehabilitated, they were revitalized by Nigerian Railway engineers and personnel. So we have capacity to maintain, we have capacity to manage, we have capacity to run. The issue that is left is funding. Funding issues, yes, like every other part of the world, we look forward to continued support from government and government managers of funds to understand that rail transportation, or in general land transport system, or intra-city, interstate transport system, are always priority for government because they provide not just socioeconomic benefits, they provide security benefits, and they serve as trade enablers. So that mainly is the area of issue now. To sustain, we need continuous budgetary stream to back up these services, because the 8 business people will pay more taxes at the end of the day because they make more profit. Civil servant, public servant, MSME will do better at work, improve productivity. You will see in some of our trains, people are even playing chess. They are playing draft. They were dancing. They were singing. They are happy. Those are the kind of feedback we are getting. And many states have also approached us that come and run, where we might likely be in Bauchi before the end of the year. We are looking at being in Kaduna. Apart from the light rail system the state government is working upon, we are also working on running some train services in Kaduna within the metropolis of Kaduna and Zaria.
All right.
So the sustainability is key, the funding is key, and the support of the people too is key.
Great. You mentioned that for this corridor rail line, that they are charging below par, which means the prices or the ticket price is subsidized. I am wondering how the government is making up for that, because it would be interesting to understand better how government intends to work around this pricing. And then the other question is that this Jos Kuru line is a strategic link between the eastern and western rail line corridor. But what are the broader goals for Plateau State in terms of the national grid, of they being a part of the national grid beyond the connection that we are seeing between the eastern and the western rail line corridor?
Now, two questions in one. Now, on the issue of subsidy, this is the pattern all over the world. It's not specific. Even the Abuja, Kaduna, Warri, Itakpe, Lagos, Ibadan corridors are still subsidized at the current price they are, and it is the standard worldwide in rail transport system. So it's not strange. What is strange is what would be the appropriate price that even with subsidy you can sustain it. And for now, the state government runs bus service, highly subsidized on that corridor. And so we have adopted that price for now. It may change, but for now, we have to give back to the people of Nigeria, the people of Jos specifically, this service, and we are giving it. We are comfortable with it. Now, on the issue of the national line, let me tell you the plan of Mr. President. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is plan to connect major cities of this country, and you have seen that with Jos now. Now, there is also plan to expand the ongoing rail modernization plan on the standard gauge. Very soon, most likely before October 1, there will be unveiling of many of the other new lines that are coming up. But I can tell you for sure that I see lines connections to many towns and cities. Then there is the regional, the regional development commissions too. They are also working on their own plan. What we are doing now is integrating all this plan with the national rail corridor. There is the western line. Sorry, let me go first on the western line, Lagos to Kano. That is the narrow gauge. There is also Lagos to Kano. That is the standard gauge. So right now, the Minister of Transportation mentioned recently in Kaduna how far we have gone on the Kano-Kaduna line and how far we are going on the Kano-Maradi line. So what you see is that Abuja-Kaduna will now be linked to Abuja-Kano within the next 12 months to 24 months. So, and we are now moving from Ibadan to Oshobo, or possibly to Oyo, and that will move to Ogbomoso and then to Ilorin. Or we move to Oyo to Oshobo, then we move to Ilorin. That is ongoing. On the eastern flank, we are moving from Aba to Enugu, and from Aba to Umuahia, and Umuahia to Enugu, and subsequently we'll move from there to Makurdi, Lafia, and then we'll move off to Maiduguri. There is also a plan to connect all the seaports in Nigeria. So you have a situation where the plan is to connect Apapa Port to Lagos Port. The train currently gets to Lagos Port, both narrow gauge and standard gauge. But the main container terminal at Apapa Port, sorry, at the Tinkan Port will eventually get connected. Same way the Warri Port will be connected to Warri on the central line. That is Warri Port to Warri Town. That will take you to Itakpe and eventual connection to Abuja. The same way we're having the Port Harcourt line, the narrow gauge, is going to be extended back to One Port. And Port Harcourt, which is already at Aba, like I said, will move to Umuahia, Enugu, and then going up. Then there is also plan to connect the Lekki Deep Sea Port to the Lagos Kano line via Kajola. And there is also plan to take some from the Lekki Deep Sea Port, which is to be connected to the Lagos Kano line, eventually going to Benin, Onitsha, Enugu, and the rest on the standard gauge. And you saw recently there was a borrowing plan approval at the National Assembly for some of these lines. So the plan is extensive, and like I said, before October 1, the President will eventually unveil the National Rail Plan for the force. So we have what we call the Vision 5-10-2030. That is what we do in the first 5 years, how we transit to renewable energy in the first 5 years to 10 years when we start going electric, and then the issue of fast train is also on the table in the 5 to 10 year program. So it's a massive program, and it will soon be unveiled.
Yeah, the infrastructure itself is very expensive to build. When we say expensive, we're not just talking about money. We're also talking about labor and so on, you know. Now, and so far, you've been talking about how the people have been enjoying it, and so on. So it gives the impression that it is the people that the Nigerian Railway Corporation is focusing on right now. Has it gotten to a point where Nigerian farmers can send their produce from one part of Nigeria to another part of Nigeria? And if it hasn't, how soon are we going to start seeing that?
Yeah, very. If not for the Mokwa flood and the washout we had at Dagbolu in Osun, another one at Ikirun, another one at Cheba, another one at Tatafu in Tatabu in Niger State. Our partnership with the Niger State government on railing with the state is actually focusing on moving farm produce from Niger State in collaboration with Niger Foods down to Lagos, and we have made substantial arrangement for them to have warehouses at Ido, Ebute Meta, Papalanto, Jeba, and Amina. So that's on the food aspect. Now, on our current train running from Port Harcourt to Aba, you need to ride on that train. It moves more goods, businesses between Port Harcourt and Aba, Abia State, Aba. Then you also see farm produce moving. So that's why the renewal, the rehabilitation and revitalization of Ido terminus and the Lagos Kano route, that's actually the target, is to allow the people in the hinterland who have enjoyed this in the past to now move their farm produce to the farm market hubs and eventually to where the food is mostly consumed. You have a station that runs through Makurdi, that runs through Lafia, that will allow the people in those corridors to pull their farm produce on the. And right now we have wagon assembly plant in Nigeria, in Ogun State, and we are manufacturing wagons. We currently have wagons for cattle. We have wagons for reefers, refrigerated wagons that can move milk. We are also speaking with the milk group in Kano and the northern part of Nigeria. As soon as we rehabilitate the Lagos-Kano line fully to be sustainable, you know, it's not just that train runs. It has to be sustainable to the point that it doesn't break down. However, there are challenges there are issues, let me put it that way, between Minna and Kaduna, which the Kaduna state government and the Niger state government, the two governors are working to make sure the issues around that area is fully resolved. So there is an holistic plan, and we are working with the state government. And we appeal to more states to join. We appeal to the National Economic Council and the Forum of governors to also show much more interest in this regard so that we can take the full benefit of the infrastructure, the vast infrastructure within the national corridor that is not being fully utilized.
Yeah, so it's okay, and some of the things that, especially the networks of the train services, but some believe that this will not be very efficient if you do not allow an interplay with the PPP arrangements, because that will make it even more efficient. That is one. Another thing is the issue of operational challenges which the NLC has faced over the years. Talk about the reduction of staff. This is expected that there are more hands coming on board, and when we have staff, or maybe rationalizing them, or maybe removing some of the staff, some have also been accused of not selling ticket directly to customers. The ticket sales, which has been accused of, which have been alleged, or several allegations of corruption around it. How do you ensure accountability in terms of ticketing, to customers or passengers who would use this service?
Yeah, I agree with you. The public-private partnership is the way to go, and that is exactly what we are doing. But you have to demonstrate the capacity for the private sector to show interest, and they have to be assured of return on investment. So we can't wait for that to happen before we provide service. For example, on our ticketing platform for Abuja, Kaduna, Warri, Itakpe, and Lagos, Ibadan, it is purely by PPP arrangement. It's a private entity is doing it. We don't have any interaction with the ticketing system except that you book through our platform. So we have FAIN, you have GSDS, and you have Secure ID TPS, who operates a ticketing platform. So we have moved from that issues of our staff or other people profit sharing. We have brought that to a minimum level. I can't say it is racket sharing is completely all, but I can tell you it's not up to 5%. Because we now use NIN, National Identification Number, before you can buy a ticket. It's painful, but that's one way we have been able to curb racket sharing, and we want to thank NIMSI for their services at the back end. However, we have also seen people who have amassed, who have stolen some individuals' NIN numbers, and they are using them to make multiple purchases. So we do apprehend. We also seen people who have opened up fake platforms where they sell tickets. That's on the PPP and tickets. On PPP and this arrangement, let me inform you that I take the Plateau State government as a different entity, but on our freight level, rail by freight revolution, we almost 99% is by PPP arrangement. We have two companies. One company has its own equipment running on a line of freight. We also have about 10 to 20 other logistics companies who partner us to move their freight from the Lagos Port Complex. You also have the Apapa Port, APMT, one of the major terminal operators in Apapa, also involved in their own right.
All right.
They use our corridor, they use our wagons, and they move on their own. So on the freight side, because of the profitability, ensured profitability, the private sector are fully participating. Okay. Then on the passenger side, if you run PPP arrangement for...
If you can hear me, our time is up, unfortunately. I know there's a lot you have to say regarding this because you are working closely with everyone in that sector. As the Managing Director, Nigeria Railway Corporation, we know that you have all the information, but time is not our friend right now, unfortunately. But thank you so much for your time on the program. Kayode Okpaifa, Managing Director, Nigeria Railway Corporation. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
Right. Well, this matter, I really wanted him to talk about the pricing for passengers because he said, yes, there is subsidy, obviously, but it will change. And the question for me was going to be, when will it change? Because as much as Nigerians are enjoying the effort being made, and that this is for Nigerians, when these changes are happening, Nigerians want to be prepared ahead of time.
Yeah, I don't think the changes will happen very soon, because first of all, you have to win the confidence of the people. The people have to see the rail system as the first option when they want to travel or move their goods and so on. Once that is done and they have seen the level of patronage, then the pricing will start increasing slowly. It will not be from 0 to 50. No, it's going to be like 0 to 5, 5 to 10, and so on. You know, that's the way I believe they are going to do it, because that's the way most of these things are done. When a restaurant is open, they start with low pricing, and then they start, you know, step by step, and so on.
The sweeter the food, the higher the price.
The price.
Just to lure you, but it's interesting, Ibrahim, let's get your perspective regarding also the matter of vandalism. I think that aspect needs to be touched on critically. It seems a number of Nigerians do not understand the importance of the rail lines. That's why they get themselves involved in activities of vandalism and all.
Maybe we should call the attention of the Bambola, you know, all those people that, you know, always anything iron, they just have to iron condemn. They just have to steal it, and then you see how strong the rail tracks are. They feel like this is money if it is smelted. But the problem is, who are those buying them? These companies, exactly. There are no markets. There won't be any sellers. So I guess the government, because the government cannot police everything, we should see it as our own responsibilities. So using all the available media that we have, not just the mainstream media, even the mainstream media, using radio, because some of these people listen to radio, and then get the local councils, get the traditional leaders to speak to these people, and we ourselves should also police and own, you know, this public infrastructure.
Things, Absolutely. We'll leave the conversation here now. And still to come, as the 2027 election approach, political support for President Tinubu gathers momentum, with the Southwest agenda defending his second term